Yeah, it's that time again. Alright, so let's get right into this episode. We open up to I don't know what that was. Okay, we open up to a grungy thing that's kind of looks a little bit Klingon. There's a bit of a clue in the first frame here as to what's going on. You know, as you can see here, there's a little balloon right here. But yeah, it's all. I mean, it looks like freaking Kronos. Even the planet's name is something with a K apostrophe, blah blah. But it's like Klingons, but not Klingons. Discount Klingons, 25% difference. So the shitbags are locked up in a cell. They're all like, what do we do? What do we do? Oh, it's not like we're incompetent. And then credits, blah blah blah. I really hate these credits. And the episode's name is Veritas. Truth. So they bring them out into essentially a courtroom, and they're like, "You will testify, and we are 25% different Klingons that are not Klingons, and you will testify for us." Took me a while, but I think the guy who plays the main villain here, he is Kurtwood Smith, Red Foreman, who also played Anorax on Voyager. I love the actor. He's a funny guy, and his voice has a yeah, he has gravitas definitely. Blah blah blah. Okay, so yeah, they're like, oh, we don't know anything. We can't tell you anything, and he's like, oh, you will speak into the horn of. Don't freaking know. You cannot lie. Blah blah blah. So essentially, we get like little like stories where Rutherford fucked up the red alert alarm and he didn't tell anyone, so they didn't know that the red alert was going on. And then there's the map of the neutral zone. For some reason, it's an actual map that people actually have in their hands. It's not just a displayed thing on the screens. Uh, yeah, crap's not going on. Things are not happening exactly. And yeah, then they're like, "Oh, we're under attack. What do we?" Actually, no, it wasn't even attack. It wasn't. They weren't even getting attacked yet. I don't think they were. Actually, no, they were shooting. Um, yeah, and the Boimler goes and suggests some sort of weird, like, evasive maneuver 84 and 80 and 43, or I don't fucking care. It was garbage. He kept suggesting maneuvers, and they're like, "Oh, we can't do that," like as if everyone knows what each maneuver is. Really? Like pilots, yes. Everyone else, not really, because it's not their job to know. They'll know like a couple maneuvers, but yeah. Anyway, I'm spending way too much on this show. It's not worth it, really. Uh, like everyone's looking at Boimler like he's screwing up. He's the worst thing ever, and then they're all like, "Oh, Mariner knows what to do," and the captain's like, "Send them a message." And rather than doing exactly what the captain told her to do, she fires phasers. I'm sorry, but do they not have stations on a starship? Because based on what I'm looking at right now, Boimler is sitting at the con. She is sitting at ops. I'm pretty sure, unless I'm mistaken that, like from the Enterprise layout. Data station, which is the position that this one is, that was ops. So how are you firing weapons from ops? Like you shouldn't be able to. I mean, like I realize they can patch in weapons and things like that, but you shouldn't have access to weapons. That should be the big burly Bajoran security officer's job. That'd be like on Voyager, for example, Janeway says to Paris, get us out of here, and he fires a torpedo. Whereas Tuvok's the one firing torpedoes. Or sorry, that the actual equivalent would be telling Harry to fire a torpedo. It's not his job. Then yeah, she fires phasers, and everyone's like, "What the fuck? What did you do?" Blah blah blah. And then this guy's like, "Oh look, I'm a lieutenant that they drawn in the background that's supposed to look surprised, but looks very different than everyone else because the art style is just like he has no lines around his bottom of the face. Like everyone else has an outline of his face. He's just sort of like smudged in there." They get attacked. This guy's like, stop telling me lies, stop telling me bullshit, blah blah blah. You're going in the tank. At this point, I was like, please just exterminate her. Just pour her into the tank. Let her get eaten alive. I don't like her. She's a shit character. I mean, this whole show is a total shit show, but. So one by one, they tell their sides of the story, and Rutherford, he's like, oh, my memory is impeccable because I'm a cyborg. And then what do we get treated to? Like 5 minutes of his memories, which is like he can't remember 90% of the things because he essentially, I'm pretty sure he's running on Windows at this point because he constantly has updates and constantly has to restart. Oh yeah, and this, what the fuck is up with this? They don't have knobs on a spaceship in the 24th century. There is no knobs. The only like physical thing that we've ever seen is like, well, I mean there's EPS conduits, plasma relays, that kind of stuff, but that's like a big bulky piece of equipment. It's not, what did they call this, the EPS capacitors or some shit like that? It's like that's not a thing. And it no. So yeah, he starts updating, and then every single time he updates, he has to restart, and then he like blacks out and wakes up, and things are happening. So this scene, they are stealing a Romulan bird of prey from 200 years ago from the Vulcans, who are their allies. So they're stealing a Romulan bird of prey from 200 years ago from the Vulcans. And apparently this guy is a Vulcan who is supposed to be armed, but for some reason he is armed with a Ferengi phaser. I don't exactly know how that works. Because, I mean, Kurtzman had like a 10-second elevator pitch and was like, oh, phasers, everyone has phasers. And then he went into the prop stores at Paramount Lot, and he like, oh, look, this looks like a phaser. I don't even give a shit whose this is. It's not like, each culture has its unique technology. No, I don't give a fuck. I'm just gonna have this as a Vulcan prop. Fuck off. And then these guys, so they're going on a covert assignment, and they don't bother taking their uniforms off and changing fully into the thing. They're like, no, 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 we're just gonna later put this Vulcan thing across. Like, oh my, what kind of a shit show is this? Yeah, he blanks out like 4 times, and it's just member berries after member berries. Okay, let's see. Can we spot this? Oh, this is a Klingon. Oh, you can actually see the cursor. So to the right of the guy's head, that's a Klingon D7 battlecruiser. We have a Jem'Hadar attack ship. We have a Starfleet work bee from 150 years ago. We have a Ferengi ship. We have a Tholian web ship. We have a Starfleet Type 3 shuttlecraft. And then, oh, we also have... Okay, I mean, like, in all fairness, this is the only thing that should be in a museum, but it shouldn't be in a museum on Vulcan. It should be in a museum on Earth because that's literally the ship that made first contact with Earth. So it's a part of Earth history. I mean, it is part of Vulcan history, but anyway. And then, oh yeah, so the Bajoran security officer, he tells Rutherford to distract the Vulcan security guard with the fan dance. Do you remember that, everyone? Star Trek V, the fan dance with Uhura. member berries, member berries. And then he wakes up again as he is sitting on. Ugh, this thing takes so much. It's so annoying. So then he is sitting on space. He's sitting on space, in space. And then turns out, oh, he is actually sitting on a cloaked Romulan bird of prey. So I guess the first thing that wasn't a Romulan bird of prey, that was just a Vulcan ship. And yeah. And then they crashed the ship into a. Actually, does it show later? No, it doesn't. So they crashed the ship into a Gorn wedding because TOS member berries. And this guy's annoyed, puts him in the tank as well. And then she starts telling her story, and essentially it's like, oh, we were on a covert assignment to Romulus, blah, blah, blah. She was cleaning, and then she got assigned this covert Romulan infiltration assignment. And okay, this is so stupid. This is like, she is censoring her own thoughts, and literally she's like censoring people's eyes. Like that's just so retarded. That is like you could have literally just done all of those characters slightly fuzzy so as to portray that she can't actually, recall maybe, or she's trying to hide it or something like that. Because she supposedly doesn't know who they are and what their story is at all. And then yeah, we get another memberberry thing with oh yeah, neutral zone. And I'm pretty sure at this point neutral zone wouldn't have even existed because this is past the events of Nemesis after Picard and the Enterprise crew saved Romulus from, well, essentially from destruction with Praetor Shinzon, who was trying to essentially kill everyone. And Romulans opened diplomatic relations with the Federation at that point. And also they've been allies for years at this point. But yeah, we're gonna go on a covert assignment to Romulus. We are... Yeah, this show is so stupid. And then this sequence. This sequence was so utterly retarded. So they're in a cloaked ship from 200 years ago. And there's a... Was he Andorian? I think he was Andorian. Andorian guy? Yeah, the Andorian guy. Oh, that's another stupidity. So here, censored. You can't see their eyes, anything like that. And then, let me just get to that. Click up. So I guess he is censored, but I mean, like, very identifiable. He's a very identifiable Andorian. But this Andorian fellow here, he keeps shouting out like every 2.5 seconds, like, "Oh my God, they're scanning us!" Oh no, they're not. "Oh my God, they're scanning us!" Oh no, they're not. Oh my, like 15 times it felt like, because like every single time he says it, there would be another Deathrex. I think that's how you say it. The like a Romulan warbird. Every single time there'd be a Romulan warbird showing up and like scanning, and literally at one point they're surrounded, and I'm like, okay, they should see you. And also that's their technology from 200 years ago. If they can't see through their own 200-year-old antiquated cloaking technology, what the fuck? It's no wonder that they failed as an empire in Picard. Oh yeah, spoiler. That's what happens in Picard. So yeah, they're surrounded completely, and they're like, this is so dumb. They get in, they get, oh yeah, so like she knocks out these two guys, and then they're like, "Oh, savage! You said sorry after you knocked them out. Oh, you're a cold-blooded killer." So they leave her. They go in to get some weird casket thing, and then there's Romulans coming after them. And then yeah, as Romulans are coming after them, they're like, "Oh, do your thing," and she just out of nowhere starts beating up all the Romulans. Like she beats up like 10 guys. This little tiny girl beats up 10 Romulans. Are you kidding me? What the hell? Like Dax, Jadzia Dax, who was a tough chick, tough character, and like she could hold her own against the Jem'Hadar and the Klingons and that kind of stuff. But she's still not as strong as some of them. And after a couple of them, she wouldn't be able to go up against an army of the frickin' Jem'Hadar. Because, like, yeah, 2, 3, she can hold her own, definitely. But not 10. And not Romulans. I mean, Romulans, offshoot of the Vulcan race, essentially same as Vulcans physiologically. Stronger, faster than humans. Yeah, you're not taking 10 of them on. I realize you're an Orion, but like Orion females are frail compared to the Orion males, which are muscled, like dense, muscly, whatever. Even though it's revealed that the Orion females are in charge, but that's because they use their femininity. So if you had taken 10 of them down by like seducing them and like knocking them out one by one, sure. But no, you're not taking 10 of them on in the hallway on a Romulan warbird. Sorry, that wasn't even a Romulan. It was Romulus. It was the central planet of Romulan Star Empire. Ah, yeah, and then they do the buddy shit, blah blah blah. And now they're all in there, and now it's down to Boimler, and he's all like, "We didn't know anything. We didn't know nothing." And then random reference of Q. And oh god, how much, John Delancey, how much did they pay you? How much did they pay you to appear on this stupid show? Like, it's just such a dumb show, and now Q is tainted as a character. And then also we have another member, Barry. This chick. So this episode, it just kept having like freaking flashbacks. Like, am I watching a cut episode of Family Guy here? What the fuck? So this chick is a salt vampire. Remember that, everyone? Remember? That was the first episode of the original series after the two pilots. Remember? There we go. Now you remember. And then, so I completely agree with the cat's doctor here. There's a line. She walks onto the bridge, and she's talking something about weird aliens that have replaced the crew on the ship that no one seems to recognize her, kind of thing. And then you realize that, oh, this is a completely different crew. These are completely different people. And then basically she's like, oh fuck it, all like every ship looks the same, which think I don't know if it's someone actually that has a decency of how stupid Star Trek Picard was, because that cut and paste every ship looks the same in the finale was just atrocious. Like it was a so anticlimactic battle because they were all just CGI, two entire fleets of CGI ships that look identical to each other. And I mean, it's been the same thing on this show. Every single time you see a different spaceship, it's generally the same class as the Doritos. Then yeah, then this guy explains that this isn't a trial. Actually, no, hang on. It's getting to that point, but basically Boimler goes on a rant saying that the senior officers don't know what the hell's going on half the time, that they make mistakes all the time, that they screw up, and yeah, basically calls out the main guy for it. And then the main guy literally says like, "Oh, this isn't a trial. This is a party because your senior officers rescued me, and now I'm super grateful. So I have a party with balloons." And then we get a little bit more background of as to like when this happened, kind of crap. And then we get into a fucking shiting match, like not shouting match, shiting match. It's literally Mariner flinging shite at the guy because the guy's like, "This was not a trial, this was a party," and then she's like, "No, it wasn't. It was a trial. This was so a trial. You're so judging us. And who's that guy? And who's that guy? Why are we doing him? Whiny little shite." And this, oh yeah, and the guy upstairs who they're like, "Oh, who is that guy?" He's like, literally, this is so stupid. So these like badass aliens that have freaking swords on their backs and these horns that are like, "You shall tell no lies," and blah blah. They're just puppies. They're just little cuddly bears. Because the guy upstairs, he has a cake and he's there to celebrate his daughter's birthday. Because everyone in the universe is exactly like us. Fuck off. Yeah, and then, so, basically like, all of the lower deck cadet ensign bullshit heads. They've all fucked up. They've all majorly fucked up. But what happens on the USS Dorito? They get promoted. They get, well, not promoted, but they get recognized. They get commended for an excellent, amazing job, whatever. And then they're all like, "Ah, we don't want to be bridge crew anyway." And then Q shows up again, and Mariner's, fuck you, Mariner, shut up. She literally just says like, "Oh, go away, go bug Picard. I don't want to see you. Just go away." Yeah. And let's see. And I guess that's the next episode. Oh my freaking god. Does everything have to be like a goddamn superhero Rick and Morty show? I can't. Oh, and another member berry that I forgot to mention. At one point, Mariner is talking to Boimler, and she's like, "Oh, we don't want to get fired and sent to Earth because there's nothing to do." But hang on, I wrote down the exact line. I want to get the exact. Oh, there it is. So many clipboards. So the exact line is, "There's nothing to do on Earth but drink wine at vineyards and hang out at swordfish restaurants." So this is literally a giant jab at Picard retiring at a vineyard and Sisko's father, who runs a Creole restaurant in San Francisco. How do you think that that's a reference? Because in one episode, Sisko refers to his father's restaurant and he says his dad can make the best swordfish around. So you are literally taking a stab at, "Oh, there's nothing to do. All the people that live on Earth are completely lame because they are running small businesses and running restaurants." So things that people frequent when they're not being douchebags on a freaking corridor ship. Fuck you. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up and comment down below. I publish new videos Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So I hope you'll catch me next time. Until then, I have been theSventos, and you have yourself a great day. Bye for now.